Manila Press presents The Phone Box at the Edge of the World, written by Laura Imai Messina and read by Yuriri Naka. Translation by Lucy Rand. This story was inspired by a real place in the northeast of Japan, in Iwate Prefecture. One day, a man installed a telephone box in the garden of his house at the foot of Kujirayama, the mountain of the whale, just next to the city of Otsuchi, one of the places worst hit by the tsunami of the 11th of March 2011. Inside, there is an old black telephone, disconnected, that carries voices into the wind. Thousands of people make the pilgrimage there every year. Prologue. In the vast, steep garden of Belgardia, great gusts of wind lashed the plants. The woman instinctively raised an elbow to her face, rounding her back. Then almost immediately, she straightened up again. She had arrived before dawn, and watched as the light came up, but the sun remained hidden. She had unloaded the big sacks from the car. 50 meters of maximum thickness plastic rolled up in a tube. Cylinders of electrical tape, 10 boxes of ring shank nails to attach to the ground, and a hammer with a lady's handle. At Conan, the enormous hardware store, a shop assistant had asked if she would mind showing him her hands. He just wanted to measure her grip, he said, but she had found herself frozen, unable to respond. She hurried towards the phone box now. It looked fragile, as if it were made of candy canes and crumbling meringue. The wind was raging already. She didn't have much time. They worked non-stop on the hill above Otsuchi for 2 hours. She, wrapping the phone box, the bench, the entrance sign, a little archway at the beginning of the path in tarpaulin, and the wind, which didn't let up for a moment. Every so often she would hug herself involuntarily, the way she had done for years whenever she felt her emotions rising up. But then she would get back on her feet, lengthen her spine, and face the bank of clouds that now enshrouded the entire hill. Only once she had finished, once she could taste the sea in her mouth, as if the world had been turned on its head, did she stop. Exhausted, she sat down on a bench, which she'd wrapped up like a silkworm in its cocoon, feeling the weight of her boots, their soles packed with earth. If the world were to fall now, she told herself, she would fall with it, but if there was even the slightest chance of it staying upright, she would use every last ounce of energy she had to make that happen. The city below was still asleep. There was the odd window lit by the glow of a lamp, but most people had left their roller shutters down and secured their rain screens with wooden rods, in preparation for the approaching typhoon. Some had leaned sandbags against doors to prevent them from being ripped off their hinges by the fury of the wind, and to stop the rain from flooding the rooms inside. Yet Yui seemed oblivious to the rain and the dense blackness of the sky. She observed her work, the plastic and tape dressing she had used to protect the phone box, the wooden bench, the pathway of slabs in single file, the archway, and the signpost that read, "The wind foam." Everything was caked in mud and thoroughly waterlogged. If the typhoon threatened any sort of damage, she would be there, ready to hold it all in place. Yui was untouched by the most basic truth. The fragility does not reside in things so much as in flesh. An object can be repaired or replaced, but the body cannot. Perhaps it is stronger than the soul, which once broken can remain so forever, but it is weaker than wood, lead, or iron. Her refusal to acknowledge this meant that she didn't, for a single moment, perceive the danger she was in. It's September already. She sighed, contemplating the darkness of the sky that was approaching from the east. Nagatsuki, the month of long nights, as it used to be called. Yet she had repeated the same phrase every month. It's October already. November.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?